record. The thing that I saw most is that the writing is fine, the listening is fine. So the problem that I see is mainly of how to perceive, right? I enjoy the reading of all your text. The listening practice were okay, some of you, they were okay. So this time we're gonna do a lot of practice in speaking, okay? Because it's the last time. This will be, I think, our last course. Yeah, I think so. And so there will be a lot of presentations of your works, right? Um, Instead of doing the writing, so we'll be working on platforms, also on Zoom or WhatsApp for you to record yourself and say something about any topic, right? We're gonna try to do examples of TED Talks. Remember the videos that I show you of any topic that you manage really well, and just to record like we see on TED Talks, and just let it out with the information that you have, because it will be the last time you'll be practicing maybe with me and we won't see each other anymore. So I want you to talk a lot, and there will be a lot of videos. This is the main part of this last part of the course, is how you evolve in your English in any topic. So I will give you topics, and also you'll be choosing your own topics to talk about. Yeah, you can, if you want to, I don't know, talk about anything about even singing, and you want to sing in front of your classmates and say how you feeling, and it's a great way of saying it in another language. So yes, I think it's our last uh, course, and just relax and have fun. Of course, we're gonna finish with the IELTS. The test will be again the IELTS, because with the, see how I suffer to give you tests of TOEFL. It's not that easy. If you search on the web, you'll see the things that I found. Yeah, so it's easy to practice online, but there's not much material. Yeah, and they ask you a lot for you to pay. So that's the experience that I think we've got about the TOEFL practice, but it's more of logic. You saw. The conversations are really American English, and they're fast. The listening, yeah, some of you did really well. Others were, yeah, I perceived that the first example, the first answers were like I have to get my head in order, and then I can develop an answer better. So it's just practice, and like I was saying to the at the beginning, there will be a lot of speaking presentations, like the TED Talks, right? And just think of that. I mean, you unfortunately, because of the experience that we're facing of this pandemic, and we never thought of living like this through the camera, having virtual classes. So maybe we won't see each other ever, right? I know some of you, like Mr. Franklin, Miss Marcela, Mr. Roger, Miss Brenda, Miss, I don't know, the Miss Jessica, I know her really well. Miss Daniela, I think we've been in a class or two. Mr. Samuel, I know you. But Miss Catherine, of course, I know you too. But with the rest, I'm really sorry. I've never seen you personally. And that is something that I'm going to take for the rest of my life. That I taught to students that I've never even saw their own eyes, right through the camera, of course, but I never had that human contact. And it's really interesting the experience that I'm taking, because you'll be those graduates, and maybe next year or this year that you'll be preparing for your project presentation. Maybe that will be the first time I will meet you. So nice to meet you. And maybe for others, I won't ever. And that while I was doing my lesson, he said, "Oh my goodness, how amazing is this?" Because it's like speaking with someone that I'll never meet, or I don't know. That's how I felt today while doing this. So it's just a goodbye. Mm. And say, "Oh, and this is me." Maybe in the institute you won't recognize me because I like to change a lot. But the thing is that we're living this experience of having classes virtually. So we have to make it work, right? And so again, this this new course is gonna be speaking a lot in platforms by Zoom. You're recording yourself doing like TED Talks of any topic. uh, so yes, we're gonna rest a bit of the writing because you did a lot, and I congratulate you. I enjoyed very much your thoughts, your opinions, your principles, how you are. You have really wild ideas, and I congratulate you. Don't ever lose that. And but now we have to reflect it. So, like I said before, maybe I'll never meet you. Some of you I know, some of you, but the rest I don't. So I would like to see you and by those recordings who you really are, and it will be an experience, right? Because this time we've been living by experience. We're gaining experiences, and we're growing in many ways. Okay, so I think because Lincoln didn't say anything about this being the last course, but I think it is. um, let's do our best. And if we ever see each other on the streets and I never say hi, just tell me I was your virtual student. And I will say, okay, nice to meet you. Okay. So let's open our books. Let's open our books because we have to work. And we have only units 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 because they're 14 units, right? And one more thing before I forget, practice the TOEFL exercises, test practice online, virtually. Okay. If you're bored, if you want to do more things, just practice. And one more thing before I forget, because we'll be doing some speaking, there will be a lot for me to think about of your pronunciation. And I know some of the students still struggle with pronunciation. So I've been searching for applications for pronunciation, specifically for pronunciations, but that should be free. And uh, well, that should be free. And in the web store, right, in Google, I found this one that it's called Phonetic Lips Free. It's with 5 stars. I'm gonna send it to the group. And if you can download it, it's fine because the great thing about this application, it tells you how the sound should come out, right? How should it be? And it has the image of our mouth, the organs of our mouth, our tongue, nasal cavity, our uvula, how the air comes and how we should pronounce some words, right? So this is a rated application that will help you with some difficulties you might be facing with pronunciation that will allow you to improve. Okay, so I will send it to the group and for you to check it. If you have better applications, please help us and send it back because what I see, even if it has phonetics, right? So if you we have experiences with phonetic symbols in on web, right? Dictionaries, etc. But sometimes we don't know how to read them when we have those dictionaries. But fortunately, because of internet and those virtual dictionaries, it means that I mean, it's easy for you to pronounce and pronounce, but sometimes it's written phonetically, and this has those types of examples, right? How to pronounce in the American style and the British style. Okay, so I'll send that. But if you have another, no problem. Yeah, we need to practice our speaking. So that is going to be this course about speaking, 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 speaking. Of course, with a based on writing, I have to know what I'm doing. I have to take notes. I have to use my notes. What should I say? How can I present it? Etc. Etc. Okay, so it's gonna be fun. And our last one. Okay. So before we continue, remember on page the reading page 107 and 109, no, 7 and 8, we read about the invisible thread. Remember? So I was thinking how that is that invisible thread sometimes perceived. I found this. I want to share this video with you that I really enjoy. It makes me laugh. That's the purpose of it. It makes me laugh. And it's fun. And I lost it. Oh man, I lost the video. No. I know. My goodness. Just give me a second, please. Just a second. I did that. Hi, technology. How do I love this? I know that you know this, but it's a reminder of the invisible.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. How's your leg?
Very good. Thanks for asking.
Oh, good, Penny. You're here to exchange gifts. You'll be pleased to know I'm prepared for whatever you have to offer.
Okay, here.
I should note, I'm having some digestive distress. So if I excuse myself abruptly, don't be alarmed. Oh, a napkin.
Turn it over.
To Sheldon, live long and prosper. Leonard Nimoy.
He came into the restaurant. Sorry, the napkin's dirty. He wiped his mouth with it.
I possess the DNA of Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah, I guess, but look, he signed it.
Do you realize what this means? All I need is a healthy ovum and I can grow my own Leonard Nimoy.
Okay, all I'm giving you is the napkin, Sheldon.
Be right back.
Here, open it.
Oh, a gift certificate for motorcycle lessons. Very thoughtful.
Yeah, and I checked. Not letting the bike fall on you while standing still is lesson 1.
Well, then I think you'll appreciate what I got you.
Okay. 101 totally cool science experiments for kids.
You know, because you're so into science.
know. It's not enough, is it? Here.
Leonard, look, Sheldon's hugging me.
It's a Saturnalia miracle.
All right. Oh, sorry. Okay, so that is a brief explanation of the invisible thread, right? As we know, Sheldon is a very unique character. Doesn't like touching people, doesn't like giving gifts, doesn't like many things. And he has his own way of saying. But that connection that Penny did with him with that gift had a lot of feeling and thought. I don't know, so much that he just he, he just broke down. He just wanted too much, a lot to give. So that is a way of understanding the invisible thread that you read and we analyzed too. I don't know. I want to hear your opinion. Do you understand that invisible thread? Have you seen it there? What can you say? Hmm? Nothing? Oh, el sticky, chicos, no se peleen. Your opinions? Oh my God.
Miss,
Yes.
yes, Miss is a good captor because Sheldon is too cold with your feelings to other people. Yeah, I understand this.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Mr. Franklin. So, with that in mind, of what we're talking about, that is the unit that is called, I even forgot, the social issues. Then, with that in mind, let's go to the listening section on page 110. Okay, so let's go there. Oh no, qué chiquito. We did that, and we have to do the listen. Okay, so let's begin with. So we have, look at the pictures. The photographs show volunteers working in different situations. Discuss these questions with other students. So try to answer those two questions. All right. Okay. So we have here the first question that says, what motivates people of different ages to sign up for voluntary work projects, often in situations very different from those they know? So, what motivates them?
Miss,
Yes.
I think that there is people who have empathy or love
Okay.
to to people or to animals, like in the first and the second picture.
Mhm.
But I think that there are people who can be volunteer because they have time, they have the possibility to travel abroad to help people in poor countries, for example, Africa.
Okay. Yes.
But I think that the most important thing is the empathy, because not all people have this feeling.
Yes. That's right. Very good. The empathy that I have with, because it's not easy. It's not easy. It doesn't mean that you have to have it to be a good human being. It's something that it grows, like Ms. Marcela said. Not everybody has it. And it's not a sin, it's pecado, but some people do have it and some others not. Okay, but they still work in different ways. Okay. B. Is it right that poor and underprivileged people should have to depend on voluntary workers for help and support? What alternatives are there? Or should there be? I want to hear you. What can you say about this question?
Miss,
Yes, yes.
I think for me it's a tricky question because it's not right or wrong. It's right in ways because they help, but I think it's from the point of view of someone, what they personally think. For me, it's a good way for them to receive help. They really need it, so it's good they have it.
Okay.
And also, there are a lot of alternative ways they could get the help. Basically, just their government should be the first ones to help them, and some policies they should have. But if they don't, it's a good way that some people who want to and have the opportunity to help, they are welcome.
They're welcome. Very good. Very good put. Because, like you said, it's a tricky question. Yeah. And it's a very personal question. How will you perceive? There are so many different characters and thoughts. Yeah. Some would say they shouldn't support. Some would say yes, they should. Yeah. But there always have to be alternatives because we cannot live in the society seeing people suffer. We cannot see or see any type of living creature suffer, right? I mean that we're not psychopaths, or are we? No, or sociopaths. But there's always that feeling of caring, even a bit, even a bit. I mean, we all need that brother, that invisible thread, right? So we're gonna hear this, the IELTS practice, no confusion. Ready? So please read the instructions and ojalá que salga, chicos. O eso nomás quiero. That's all. Please, 110. Listen. Just a second. No sabe, no. Oh, man. Just a second. One more time. Ya está.
Unit 9, page 110. Listening. IELTS practice. Questions 1 to 5. You will hear a telephone conversation about voluntary work. You should answer the questions as you listen because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello, Volunteers Worldwide. How can I help you?
Hello. I'm ringing to find out about opportunities for doing volunteer work. Could you give me some information, please?
Yes, certainly. But before I do, I need to ask you for a few personal details. That's just because the opportunities open to you are dependent on your age and on what qualifications and skills you have.
That's fine.
So, if you could just start by telling me your name and age.
Okay. My name's Ben Opperman, and I'm 22 years old.
Okay, and what qualifications do you have, Ben?
I've got a BA degree in social studies. That was from the University of Kent, and I'm a qualified teacher. I've just completed my PGCE, my postgraduate certificate in primary education.
And you're interested in doing unpaid voluntary work rather than a full-time job with our organisation?
Yes, that's right. I'd like to do voluntary work before I start looking for a more permanent job.
How long were you hoping to work for us for?
I was thinking of 2 years at most.
Okay. Well, for people in your age group, we have 2 programs: Global Youth Contact and Youth for Action on Development. GYC, Global Youth Contact, is a 6-month exchange program which provides opportunities for young people from different countries to work together in local communities.
I see. But that's only a 6-month program.
That's right. But our other program, Youth for Action on Development, requires people to volunteer for a year at least. On this program, most of the placements are for 12 or 18 months.
That'd be the program I'd go for.
Okay. Now, do you have any other skills or special interests that might be useful for the kind of work we do?
Well, I've done a lot of conservation work in the area where I live.
Good, that's useful to know.
And I belong to a wildlife protection group.
Right, that could be very helpful.
All right. You have 15 seconds to finish. All right. Okay. So let's check. Number 1, what is it?
22 years old.
22. Very good. 22. Number 2,
Primary
English.
education.
primary education. Yes. So we have primary. Number 3,
2 years.
yes. 4, 4, 4, 4. of,
Conservation.
yes, conservation. Conservation. And the last one, number 5.
Wildlife Protection Group.
Yes, wildlife protection. Very good. Okay, so now that's the first part. It will break the connection, but let's listen anyway. 6 to 10. Okay?
Unit 9, page 111. Listening. IELTS practice. Now listen and answer questions 6 to 10.
Do you have any questions you'd like to ask me?
Yes. Could you tell me what sort of placements are available?
Well, all our placements are related to the 4 main areas that we work in. That's education, health, social participation, and employment.
Education sounds like the obvious choice for me. And if I wanted to go ahead and apply to work on a program like this, what do I have to do?
Okay, well, our selection procedure is quite a lengthy process, I'm afraid. It can take up to 9 months. We get many more applicants than we have placements for, so we need to make sure that we get the best people for the kind of work we do. It's very important to realise that voluntary work like this is not an easy option. Although you'll have a brilliant experience with us, you are expected to work hard and make a real contribution. It is not just sitting around enjoying a different culture.
Of course, I understand that.
Okay, so if you're interested, I can send you an application pack. You complete the forms and send them back to us. If you are shortlisted, we invite you to come for an interview. That's normally in January. Assuming you're successful, we then start looking for a suitable placement. While we're doing this, we ask you to raise some funds of your own, so that you end up contributing about 2/3 of the cost of your training and travel.
Okay, fair enough. I suppose people get sponsorship, do they?
Yes, lots of volunteers do that. Then in June, we ask you to come to our headquarters for a week's training. This starts with general training, which is applicable to all volunteers. It includes topics like how to fit into new cultures, looking after yourself mentally and physically, and how to go about relating to the kinds of people you'll be working with. And then you'll have sessions related specifically to your placement. We'll tell you about the country and the area you'll be going to, about the problems and difficulties to expect, and about the kind of responsibilities you'll have once you're there.
And when does the work start?
It depends, but generally speaking, placements start in September and run for up to 18 months.
Sounds brilliant. Could you send me an application pack, please?
Yes, certainly. If you'd like to give me your address.
Okay, it's 29 Park Street.
All right. You have 15 seconds. Okay, so what do you have for number 6?
More than 9 months.
Yes, so only 9 months. 7?
January.
January. Number 8?
2/3.
2/3, yes. Number 9?
A
1
week.
week.
1 week, yes. And number 10?
On September.
Yes. Very good. Okay, so we have 2 minutes. 2 minutes left for this section here. And it says exploration of all what we heard. The following words are taken from the recording. What is the root word in each case? What do the endings tell you about the grammar of the word? Remember the root words that we practiced before? So we're still doing that. Like just the first one of depend, the root word is depend. Of dependent is depend. Okay? Depend. Depend. Okay. And that's the root word. What is the root word in each case? What did the ending tell you about the grammar of the word? So this word ends in ent. That means it's an adjective. Yeah. But ent ending could also be a noun. So this could be an adjective, right? And a noun with that ent ending. So you have to do for the rest. Please do it when we return. We will check. Okay.